What's up, guys? It's Strategist, and as you well know by now, if you've been watching the videos on my channel, that I've had a massive change in habits lately in regards to summoning, and I've only realized just now that I've never actually talked about it in a video. I've oddly enough talked about it in other people's videos, in collabs, but I've never outwardly said what I am legitimately doing on my own damn channel. Which is not really saving orbs, per se, anymore. I am somewhat saving them, but I am also doing at least one full summoning circle on every single banner that comes out. Within reason, of course. There are those very extenuating circumstances where it's not really worth doing the full circle because not one of the stones is a focus or something weird like that. But I really have been just throwing caution to the wind, just summoning willy-nilly on any old banner that comes out, including the weird one recently with Karel, Nino, and Jafar. Most of which you guys probably wouldn't be summoning for in the first place unless you really needed a merge. But just to take a look at my barracks real quick, this is the primary and driving force behind the reason why I'm throwing caution to the wind as far as summoning is concerned. And especially from my red units here, my red, barracks. My red barracks overall is extremely competitive. I've even got this +10 Laszlo right here, which is already immediately better than Karel. Not saying Karel is the worst unit, right? It's just that the red units that I already have, which is a lot, is already ridiculously competitive in comparison, that he just does not have a use. And look at all these teams I have built. I even have 2 red units. I have 2 swords on the same team with nearly identical stats, which irks me a little bit, but there is a good reason. Ike's a legendary hero. But not to get too specific into things, I have a lot of teams here. I use a lot of teams. I use a lot of characters, so, you know, adding more characters into the mix, especially ones that just aren't competitive enough to potentially replace one of the characters I have on any number of these teams here, you know, you would kind of understand how I wouldn't particularly be compelled to go for more units. Hell, my crappy Ike there, the -speed plus defense Ryoma, he's actually better than the, objectively speaking, of course, than the Karels I have gotten. And I have no plan of using Ryoma anytime soon. I've got 12 to 3 teams at the moment that I'm actively using. The arena team is a bit fluid because bonus units and stuff, so the 3rd and 4th slots always change from week to week. But I'm sitting here saying I'm not even motivated to be summoning anymore, and yet I'm just YOLOing all over the place, right? Seems counterintuitive. But the other reasoning is also that I'm in a roundabout way saving orbs in the way that I'm spending them. Like, you know, I could concede the fact that this banner right here does have really good units, and Carla power creeps the absolute shit out of, you know, the previous power creep that we had before, which was Aira, and now Carla has absolutely ridiculous speed, and with even a super boon in speed. And yes, all of these characters I would love to have join my barracks, to be completely honest. Which would make things a little bit interesting. It would probably change a team, maybe more, you know. And then we've got like our special event units right here, which offer their own, you know, niches to any person's barracks. But primarily I YOLO in order to utilize the free summon to its fullest potential, which is how I'm, you know, saving orbs in my roundabout way, because originally, before we had the free summons in the first place, when you do a full circle of 5, you're essentially buying 4 to get 1 free. Because if you did each one individually, that's 25 orbs. So when you do a full circle, that's only 20. You just save 5 orbs. You with me so far? So now, when they integrated the free summoning, that makes your first one free, so you're saving like 5 orbs off of that one. When you complete the circle, that's a grand total of 15. So it's not exact math. That's not exactly what you're saving, but, you know, I'll just say that you're saving 10 orbs by fully utilizing the first free summon, you know, the first full circle, right? That's not actually what you're saving, but that's kind of what it feels like, and I'm utilizing the free summon to its fullest. I know I'm flip-flopping topics at the exact same time, but going back to, you know, wanting to get like Carla, Nino, Legault and all that, they would be very nice to have, but, you know, guess what? The game is still going to keep going. There's going to be the newest, you know, best thing around the corner. We're going to probably have yet another Swordmaster character that's going to power creep Carla, and low-key, I hope it's like Stefan or somebody from the Radiant series, especially Stefan. Stefan is a really cool character. So anyway, because of the fact that I don't particularly need new units, it would be nice to have like the newest best thing, like I said, but it's not particularly a necessity. I just kind of utilize what's given to us to get like squeeze a little bit of extra, you know, free stuff out of the game as I can. And then whatever I get, I just take that and work with it. Usually I'm in the, you know, mindset that I'm trying to get some fodder rather than, you know, some epic 5-star optimal IV kind of character, because that is, the chances of getting a 5-star in the first place are already pretty slim, so getting one that's optimal IVs, let alone one that's not, you know, terrible IVs, that's kind of a pipe dream, isn't it? So more or less, to sum it all up, I'm trying to get more bang for my buck, and now, since I've fully fleshed out my roster with a ton of 5-star units, and I have multiple teams at my disposal that I like to manage and play with whenever I feel like, I've also come to discover that the true power creep truly lies within the potential of making plus 10 units. Say what you want about the newest power creep character, but against a plus 10 unit that you've invested into and like, chances are that plus 4 to all stats, when they probably already had similar stats to begin with, will make a huge difference and get you a lot further in the long run, I think. And kind of also looking at the calendar here, there isn't anything particularly fantastic, in my opinion, that's coming up, really. So that kind of lends credence to the fact that because there isn't really anything to save for in the near future, excluding CYL, of course, you can kind of do what you want with the game. That's what the game's all about at the end of the day. You play how you like, you know, manage your resources how you like. It's just a lot of us Fire Emblem Heroes content creators have our own opinions and stuff, and vast majority of the time, all we're trying to do is offer some advice and help using our own perspective. And that's also kind of what was driving behind way back in the day when I did the Don't Spend Your Orbs video. That's all I was trying to do, is offer my own perspective, offer a little bit of tips and advice from my own point of view. That may not be relevant to each and every person, but it was relevant to me and a good number of people that did watch my videos. So now, after like a year of playing the game, my perspective has definitely changed since then. Especially in regard to limited units like Tempest Trials, Grand Hero Battles, you know, characters like that where they don't have merge potential. Yeah, right now I'm in the mindset that like merge potential units are probably the best ones to be building and dedicating resources to. Grand Hero Battle units, while pretty good, lack, you know, IVs and merge potential. So in the long run, they lose value in compared to other characters who may have stats identical. Like, a really good example is Raven versus Linus, right? They have very close stats, albeit different enough in order to carve out their own niches in a person's barracks, but they are close enough to really be considered competition, and I have to err on the side of Raven, especially since I have one with plus speed. If you merge him +4 to everything, you know, Linus just can't compete with that. But at the end of the day, to each their own, and Tobin here is a great example of that. So you know what? You want my true, unadulterated, 100% will stand the test of time piece of advice? Play with your favorite characters, dedicate all the resources you want to your favorite characters, and play the game you want to play it. That's all. Thanks for watching, guys.